Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope if you're new, and I'm really excited that you're joining me today. It's currently Sunday morning, so I'm actually going to be posting this video today for you guys, so it's a very real-time plan with me. I hope everyone got enough rest because last night was daylight savings, or I guess early this morning, so I'm running on a little less sleep than usual, but my goal was to really do all of my morning planning on right now, basically, so Sunday morning, and I've really been enjoying doing it in the morning hours, so I have some beautiful sunlight on my desk, and it just feels like a really therapeutic experience for me. I already had a bit of coffee, and so I'm feeling a little bit more awake, and I figured we would just jump right into things. I honestly haven't changed much in my planners in the last maybe month or so. It's been pretty basic. I've been really just enjoying the functionality of it, so I feel like I finally got my planner to a point where I really like it, and so now I'm just kind of not touching it. But I figured today we would at least do a little like weekly planning session. This is what I like to do before every Monday. So I either do it on Sunday morning or Sunday night, and so that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. I collected a few things over the last few weeks. I thrifted these stickers. They came in like a whole bunch, and I haven't had the chance to use them yet. So I figured I'd use them for this week. And then I also have these really pretty like garland-esque kind of stickers. I'm not really sure what to call them, but I'm excited to use them. And then I also have this little masking tape. I picked this up at Daiso a weekend or two ago, and so I'm excited to finally get around to using that. This is pretty much how I've been planning every single week. I just use the weekly layout planner in my Pocket, and then I go through and add some key events and tasks and to-dos in my personal after I finish this out. It's been a really good system for me. I do have a planner video in the works where I basically compare my Pocket planner with my personal, and so you guys have that to look forward to. I feel like I've done a lot of reflecting on what I like using different size planners for, because I do just enjoy planning in general, and so it's nice for me to be able to experiment with different styles and different formats. So yeah, I've been using my Pocket planner to do all of my weekly planning and then bits of my monthly planning and things like habit trackers, daily gratitude, other things like that. Those are all in section number 2. And then over in my personal, which we'll get into in a little bit, I just do like daily pages. And I'll show you guys how I've been essentially time tracking more than time blocking in my daily pages. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing that I've been really enjoying doing lately is highlighting just the day of the week. I don't think there's really a reason for this. It's more of just something I've been doing lately, and I just kind of like the way it looks. So I go through and I've just been highlighting the day of the week. And then every week I kind of go back and forth between decorating first or planning first. This week I think I want to do a little bit of decorating first. I think I want to use one of these. Actually, we should probably start with the washi tape. And this was the persimmon washi tape. I got this from Daiso. I think it's so cute, and I feel like it's the perfect kind of like transition washi tape for the in-between like winter and spring. I don't know what the weather is like for you guys, but around where I live, it's pretty much already starting to get a little bit warmer. So I've started to incorporate some elements of spring and some fruits and stuff like that into my weekly spreads, which I really, really like. So I have that one that we will put there. And then I've been wanting to use this bee. These stickers are definitely a little bit older. You can tell that sometimes when you thrift any stickers or anything, if they feel like they're not that sticky, sometimes they're just a little bit old, but I figured we'd be able to get away with it. And I really wanted to use these like red flowers. I'm not going to be putting them into the pot just because I feel like the pot's a little bit too big for this exact spread, but it is cool that it's there. So we will put one of these flowers there, and then maybe we'll do like a little crawling ladybug underneath it. It's one of its antennas. Got all mixed up. Okay, got it. So we have that, and then maybe we use some of this like greenery stickers and we put it on the other side just to balance it out a little bit. I'll put these up here maybe. I've honestly been keeping my weekly spreads pretty basic, but I do really like adding these like little sticky notes. I got these in my holiday advent calendar and I haven't used this like red stripe one that often, so maybe we'll use it in this spread. No big reason for it, I just kind of like the way they look, and I like that it's not a sticker, and so I'm able to pick it up and move it around if I need to. So that's just kind of a fun thing to add on. And then let's see if there's anything from here that I might want to add. I could add one of these. This is kind of cute. It's like a little tuft of like a green sprig. Kind of looks like a sprig. I'm gonna add that down here. There we go. Now, in terms of planning, the first thing that I've been doing that I've been really liking lately is setting weekly goals. I did this for a while when I first got my planner, but then I just kind of stopped because I was relying more on monthly goals than I was weekly goals. But I really do love weekly goals. I feel like they help keep me centered. They help keep me on track in terms of doing the smaller accomplishments that I might not always think about on a monthly basis, more so like things I want to accomplish that week. So for this week, my grandma actually hasn't been doing that well, and so I want to make her like a little basket and then surprise her or something. Just something small that I know will make her feel a little bit better. And so I think I'm going to put like a basket for grandma on here. I've been doing one personal goal, and then the second goal has been something that relates back to one of my bigger overarching goals for the year. Last week that looked like redoing my craft room a little bit, just so that way I can start creating art that I eventually want to take to art fairs. But this week I think I'm going to focus more on my health related goals, and so I really want to be consistent again with my exercise routine. I've kind of changed it up over the past week or so. I've been really incorporating more strength training, which has been really nice. And this week I finally want to start getting back into running. I don't want to be a runner per se. Like, I don't think I'm going to be running every day or even every week, but my partner really enjoys running. And it's one of those things where if you were not really athletic as a child, I think that sometimes it can get into your head that you can't run, if that makes sense. And so I do want to just kind of push myself and go for a run, maybe with my dog or something, and just kind of prove to myself and kind of like a self-confidence thing that I still can do it, even if it's not something I enjoy, but more so something that my body is capable of doing. So I want to run a mile. I'm going to set my goal to be very achievable. That way it's something that I definitely know I can do. I think it's really important that I make goals like this to be really achievable. So for example, if I were to have said I want to run a mile every single day, that is probably something that I would not end up doing. And so I think that this is achievable. It's something that I know I'm going to be able to find time for. And I think it's just going to be a really good confidence building exercise for me. So I'm going to do those two things this week. Then in terms of everyday tasks and stuff like that, I'm going to go ahead and write in any events first, and then I go through anything I know I need to get done. Lately, I've been using this little to-do list thing to keep track of things that I want to do on a weekly basis. It's basically like the inbox page I have near the front of my planner, but I just write down things that come up that I want to get done during this week. And then I go ahead and just kind of filter them into my planner. And so if I know that in here I have like organized my tax documents, I know I can at least add that in sometime this week. Like, that is honestly something I should probably do on Monday because I need to get that done, but finances are never something I feel like I jump at in terms of wanting to get done. So I might even treat myself to like a coffee or a matcha just to give myself a balance of something I enjoy to do or something I enjoy to consume mixed with something that I'm not super looking forward to. I definitely don't think that I'm bad with money per se. I actually think it's probably one of my strong suits in terms of saving and budgeting, but sometimes it just makes me uncomfortable, especially around tax season. And so it's something that I really need to carve out time for in order for me to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and schedule that in for Monday. And I just called it tax work. I know what I need to do, so I feel like that'll be like self-explanatory for it. And then I believe on Sunday I am going to a family friend's house for a brunch. I think it's Sunday at least. Let me actually double check before I write that in. I know my dad like sent me a little calendar invite for it. Okay, yeah, so it is the 16th, so we're just having brunch with a family friend. Another kind of cute thing I've been enjoying lately is putting little sparkles or like drawing little sparkles around my events. That's kind of been a fun way for me to just keep track of things and then also make it stand out a little bit more from like an ordinary task. Okay, another thing I know I need to do on Monday is I need to do a grocery pickup. These are a lot more personal tasks that I need to get done, and then in terms of work-related ones, I usually do that in my daily pages or on like a separate sticky note, just because those are the ones that typically change more often, so I like to have them a little bit separate. But okay, that's pretty much everything I think I want to write down at the moment. Everything else is probably just going to happen as it happens. Never mind, there's one more thing. I want to start doing digital organization or like digital dump days on Friday. One of my biggest fears is losing all my photos and my videos and stuff. And so something I like to do is I like to take them off of my phone or camera and then stick them onto an external hard drive. And to make it a little bit more sustainable for myself, I want to start doing that every Friday or at least every other Friday, because right now what happens is I wait to do it and then I have to do a huge offload at the end of a month or even like a 2-month period, and it just gets to be a little bit too much. So that is pretty much everything I want to write down in terms of tasks and events. I really love this layout just because it is so easy to see everything at a glance, and I like that I'm able to do different days and then also separate my events with like these little sparkles, or sometimes I'll highlight them or like highlight underneath them, which honestly, why not? Maybe I should just do that right now as well. I actually have been wanting to try out this pen. It's from U Brands and it has like pink ink in it. I'm just gonna color in my little sparkles with some pink ink, and hopefully that'll make it stand out a little bit more. So that is done. I really like the colors of this spread. I feel like every time I get closer to spring and summer, I kind of dive into warmer colors and a lot of greens, a lot of florals and everything like that, which you guys know I'm already pretty obsessed with, and I feel like it just really comes out during spring and summer. So yeah, that is what my weekly spread is going to look like for this week. I also can take my bookmark that was on the previous week and just kind of stick that in. Quick little tip in case you haven't seen it before or anything, I just hole punch any kind of paper. This was actually from a watercolor magazine, and then all you do is you take a very thin pair of scissors and you just make little slits on each of the holes. It makes it really easy just to pop things in and out, especially if you're moving them more often. That was a tip that I learned, and then that was also shared by a lot of people in the comments. So it's very, very cool. I really enjoy having that, and I have these like kind of bookmarks everywhere, and so it's nice that I don't always have to open up my planner, change things around, move things. It makes it really just kind of easy to use. So that is everything I do for my weekly planning. Again, very simple, very intuitive. The next thing that I wanted to jump into really quick is actually more of like a weekly daily goal, especially now that we're in March and I feel like the whole New Year's resolutions tend to die out. Even in February, I have to be very, very active with how I set my goals and how I continue to push myself forward. Otherwise, I find it very easy to just kind of fall back into old habits. So one thing I wanted to try out that I figured might as well try it with you guys is I want to start writing down a really daily goal that's very achievable, and then also have it be something that's kind of fun. So it's not going to be something like work for 4 hours on this thing or this project or anything like that. This is actually something that was inspired by something I did previously, which I called my daily fun thing. And it was basically where in my planner I would write down like a daily fun thing. So it was one thing every single day that I could do to make life a little bit more fun. And so it's something that I really would love to start doing again this week. I love this little sticky note. I got it from Barnes & Noble. It came in a like sticky note set, but because today's Sunday, I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with today. And today's daily fun thing is I'm actually going to go see one of my friends, and we're going to have a do nothing day, which is basically where we're just going to do nothing, but then in the company of one another. So we're probably just going to end up reading our separate books, maybe going for a walk or something, but really just doing nothing, but in kind of a comfy, cozy kind of way. On Monday, I actually want to make it a work outside day. And so I think instead of working inside of my office, I'm going to go ahead and take my laptop outside and really just soak up the sun for a little bit. So that's going to be an outdoor work day. On Tuesday, I think I will mess around with some clay and just do some different like ceramic projects. On Wednesday, I'm going to give myself 1 hour to read. I can probably either be the book that we're reading this month for my book club, or more likely it'll be whatever book I start today during my do nothing day. I'll probably just try to finish it out on Wednesday. On Thursday, I would love to start creating an indoor herb garden. I actually just thrifted this really cute pot, and it kind of is like a white one that's a little bit longer, and it fits perfectly behind my sink. And so I'm really interested in maybe just planting a couple different herbs in it and then having it be like a little kitchen herb garden. And so I'm hoping that my local plant nursery does have some that are already grown up a little bit. Otherwise I could start them from scratch, but I don't know yet. On Friday, it is going to be family game night. We always go over to my parents' house and we play some games with them and my brother. And then on Saturday, I think I'm going to make art for my house. I did quite a bit of redecorating yesterday, and I really just realized that I would like to kind of include some bigger paintings, but at the moment, I don't really have the budget for it. And so it's either going to be something where I would like to thrift some larger paintings, or really the style that I want, I'm going to try to do myself. I think that I'm probably going to find a photo from maybe a hike I've been on or something, and just try to do like a recreation of it, but through painting. And then if that fails, I can always just make some sort of other art for my home, and we'll just see how that goes. But I usually like to stick this on the front of the bookmark or on the back. probably the back because the front does have like a little picture on it. And there we go. We have our daily fun thing or our daily goal. We have our weekly layout done. And now we can kind of transfer some of this over into my daily planner. And I'll show you guys how I've been doing that time tracking thing like I told you about. So here is my personal planner. This is what it looks like on the front in case you forgot. Got a ton of jewelry here. I've got this really cute peacock like charm thing that I've actually also been placing on this bookmark up here. That way I have a little bit of sparkle on the other side of the planner because I feel like this side is really sparkly, but this one doesn't have as much. But anyways, here is what my daily layout is kind of looking like. This is really something that I either use religiously throughout the day or I kind of forget about. So yesterday I forgot about it, but then today I really planned out what I want to get done. So you can see it's currently 8 a.m. and I'm filming this YouTube video that I'm going to edit it, get ready, go to my friend's house, etc. I do also have this fun card here that also has the slits in it like I mentioned. I just went through and I cut out a bunch of different letters just from magazines and stuff, and I wrote today, and that just marks my daily page for the day. So I leave that there. Friday was a little bit of a hectic day, and so I think I had planned on planning out my day more, but it really just didn't pan out, so I didn't do much for that day. Here's kind of a good example of how I've been time tracking. And so basically what I've been doing is as the day goes on, I just take this little highlighter and I mark as the day goes on, and it's been a really fun way for me to keep track of where I'm at throughout the day. It's also been really nice because I used to be really into time blocking, and I still kind of am. I do really enjoy it, but I've really been trying to deal with I guess the way I view time. I have a really bad habit of thinking something is either going to take me an hour or 5 minutes, and so when it doesn't, it kind of confuses my brain. So tracking my day in this way has been really interesting for me. It's been just a little different way for me to work on it. So that's been something I've been doing, and pretty much I could do that for this right now. I did not end up waking up at 4 because I forgot about the time change, so I woke up at 6. So I can basically just go through and highlight out that I woke up at 6, I did my little walk and workout, filmed this YouTube video, and that is currently where we're at. Really what this has done for me is if as I'm highlighting I realize that something is taking way longer than I thought, it kind of is just that signal to me that next time around I need to give myself more time for this. So it's been a really good way for me to do that. But we are going to go ahead and start writing out some main events for this week. Usually what I do is I go through and I open up my weekly planner kind of in front of me, and then I kind of know what I need to write in. I usually leave my daily pages for planning either the night before or the morning of, but when it comes to things like this where I know I need to work these things into my schedule, I do like to just put them in ahead of time. So for the stuff I need to get done for my tax work, I do think it's going to take me about 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and write it in at the end of the day. For reference, all I do is I make an arrow down to like the next time. I think I went a little bit too long on this one technically, but it's basically just signaling that during this time I'm going to be working on taxes and stuff like that. And then what I do in the right hand column is I go ahead and write down specific things that I need to get done during that period. So I'm going to write down tax prep, email, accountants, and then I'm also going to write down finance updates. I really like this system of writing down, I guess, like the event or the category on the left hand side and then more specific to-dos on the right hand. It allows me to kind of get to 3 o'clock and know exactly what I need to get done in that next 2-hour span. All right, looking at my calendar, the next thing I really want to schedule in is that digital organization on Friday. I'm also going to go ahead and do that around 3 o'clock. I like doing more admin-y things near the end of the day, and then that way it saves my more brain power work for the early morning. So I can write down digital org, and then I do, like over here in the task column, I do Lacey offload. On Sunday, because I don't know when that brunch is going to take place, I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank for now. In terms of decorating my daily pages, I honestly haven't been doing much. Maybe just for fun, I'll add this cute little washi tape to this first day or so, but because I really only see it for a day or two, I don't really spend that much time decorating it. I definitely spend a lot more time and energy into decorating things like my weekly spread or my monthly spread. So it's just kind of like a little added bonus if I decide to decorate, but maybe we just add these on here as kind of like an homage to our weekly spread. So I've got that there. One more thing I wanted to quickly mention is sometimes I like to take these longer little sticky note things and I like to put them like at where I'm working, and so I'll do it like this. And so that way I know that whatever is directly below this is currently where I'm at. The highlighter kind of does the same thing. I was using this before I started doing the highlighter method, but I'll just kind of stick this down here in case I decide I want to use it. But I think that's about it. That is pretty much what I do every single Sunday to really get myself prepped and ready for the week. I find that taking 30 minutes to an hour at the end of each week to reflect and then also do a bit of planning is a really easy way for you to just kind of feel on top of everything. So I would really recommend just giving yourself some time today, even if while you're watching this video, you're planning along with me. I think it really is just a great act of self-care for present you, past you, and future you. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new. I post 2 videos every single week, and I would absolutely love to have you here as a part of our community. I hope that you guys have an amazing week ahead. Feel free to share any of the goals or things that you get to do this week, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.